Let me make sure the recording's happening. Test, test. Mascot, can you say something for me?
Yeah, what's up?
There we go. Recording is happening. Can you guys believe it? Look at, we're like official. We're recording AMAs. We're having AMAs. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Just work.
it's woo, what a week this has been. Well, that 142 are joining in. We still got a couple minutes, so let's let everybody get in here. I know a couple of the mods. I think Dabs was trying to take a nap, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we'll see if he wakes up. I bet he will.
Yeah, let's give it a couple minutes and get everybody over here. Got any things going on your side while we wait? How you doing today?
I'm chilling, man, living the dream.
Chilling.
Work isn't too busy, so I got plenty of time to be here.
That's always good. I had the day off.
Very nice. I wish that that was the case. I'm close to the day off. It feels like about that. I think I've had about 4 emails come through. So,
Mm, yeah, I had the same problem. Trying to work and handle everything at the same time.
mm-hmm.
Oh, look at there is the man himself. This is the one I wanted to hear from today. Phone in. I see your
Oh
mic.
man,
I see it's lit up, but I don't hear him. Do you hear him?
I don't hear him.
Uh oh.
How about now?
There he is.
There he is.
There he is. Cool. Well, I say we kick it off. It is officially, well, we got 1 minute, but let's kick it off. Recording's happening. I hope. Says it's recording. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great Monday. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes. I today's AMA kind of wanted to go over mostly the things that happened in the last week, couple days actually. God, we got so much information. Um, and and to be honest with you guys, we invited Kutt and the developers. Kutt actually responded and said that he would not be able to, as he is actually in a meeting today with the Thor devs to go over the contract. So that's good news. Sadly, bad news. He's not here, but it is good news. Work is happening. Of course, as you guys have seen, he has in his announcement. Uh, Everything he said has been fulfilled, as he would say, right? Um, Promises he's made, he's keeping those promises, and that's what we like to see. So, as I said, we want to go over. He released his third party KYC to Azure, which was huge news. Um, and if everybody's been here from, I mean, what was our last AMA? Was it last Tuesday, guys?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah, so last week I think we were sitting around $2-3. Right now we're sitting at $12. So
Yeah, I got the chart open. Yeah.
yep,
We were at $2 on the 14th.
great on the 14th, 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So a lot's happened in 3 days. Um, Power's not going nowhere. That's ultimately what this weekend and all the information that came out. So I hope everybody's excited. You know, KYC was a huge thing. The RPC endpoints added to every user's every node was huge as well. I'm happy that got followed up. Um, we also then invested, and I know a lot of the community members were upset with the validator, the Fantom Validator investment, the 500,000 into Thor's validator. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty excited. It shows that we're here for the long haul. I know it's not a huge AP, a huge investment return, but it shows that we're here. We're not, it's locked up for a year. It does create huge opportunities for us with the Fantom Foundation, and I'm in those conversations. I wanted to share some of it. Was waiting for the devs to approve it, but it's just in conversations. Them giving us some support in marketing and also potential investments later down the road. Whereas if we're invested, we now have voting rights with our weight in some of the offers they give. They offer up like discounted validator nodes at certain costs, and depending on the community and the weight of those votes, it could help out. So lots of good stuff happening there. Um, wanted to give Ronan an opportunity to talk about any UI updates. I know it's a lot of work. He mentioned to me the other day that the design that he's been using is so intricate, it's been slowing him down. So I'll let Ronan talk about that one.
Yeah, it's it's going well. I've made a bunch more progress today. I'll post some screenshots in the chat once I clean up a couple things, but I'm down to one last component to implement for my side, which is exciting to be checking things off my list. After that's done, I need to have a discussion with the other devs for how they want to connect this up to Power's ABI. Um, and then I'm going to put this up on a staging server for us to start QAing it, a mod QA first, shake out some of the big embarrassing blunders, and then I'd like to open it up to the community and have the community start using it and checking it out and get everybody's feedback. From there, I think we're gonna find that we're gonna need some designs for some various pop-ups and modals that the website will have to do. Hopefully Alukavi can lend a hand there. If he can't, I'm sure, in our networks we'll have somebody that can help us out with that and make progress. I know everybody's anxious to get it done and get it out there with a date. Definitely don't have a date yet, but I think it's safe to say that the UI will be updated prior to the new contract. I'm really hoping, we get the UI launched, everybody will be happy about that, and when the excitement fizzles from that, the new contract should be imminent. So that's UI update.
Man, I love it. And so I have reached out, for the other modules to be, designed. I'm actually waiting for Kutt to approve it because I knew we needed it, and I reached out to Alakavi. I don't know if you've got any answer from him, but I didn't. I know he's got a lot on his plate as well. So I wanted to. There's a couple designers we wanted to at least utilize and try to get this, stay in front of it. So something I'll work on. Something I'll try to help push Ronan. If you can also help me say, what you need, right, from your perspective, what we need to keep this rolling.
Yeah, I think after this is up on the staging server and we're all clicking on it, I think it'll be very apparent what we need. And then I'd like to go to Alukavi with like a little list that just says, "Hey, we need these things. Do you have the time to help?" If he doesn't, you know, what he did is super complete. A talented designer will be able to take that file and make whatever we need, I'm sure, from it. So we'll see what he has to say. But this week we should get that thing up and running and figure out what else is needed.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely. All right. Last thing I just wanted to go back to my little announcements. I did add a support bot, something I've been adding to, trying to give a little more security to the Discord. I know we have a lot of scammers. There are scammers in every Discord, you guys. Got to be careful. Please do not give anybody your information. There was a huge notice going around with Thor and us about like fake telegrams and people trying to scam people from their MetaMasks. So please, 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 we will not DM you first, and we will not ask you for seed phrases. So I added the support bot as something to try to at least try to give you some kind of security where it's directly just to the moderator team. So hopefully you guys like that. It's for verifying nodes right now, and I will say, I know I put some. If you guys go into the verified node, there's some information in there as well that if you had a question that you didn't want everybody to see, you can utilize the ticket program too, the support ticket program. But I do like when there's typical questions using in the help that everybody can see those. Like if there's a standard question with how to do something, we do want everybody to see that. So trying to keep that balance. If you have information you don't want shared, by all means use the new create a support ticket. All right. And then right before our AMA today, as you guys can see in the announcement, Kutt told us he's ready for the next investment. So we have a list already put together, I think, off of the that we were ready for before the validator. So, but it's $200,000, so that's coming. We are moving. I love it. This week, it feels like a week. It's only been 3 days, as Power Mascot said. It's only been 3 days since we were, sitting down. Everybody was frustrated with where the price was at, and things weren't happening as they thought. But no, things were happening. So it's 3 days felt like an eternity, and here we are. Let's go ahead and open up the floor and bring up Mascot. You want to bring anybody? Anybody guys got their hands up? Let's show a request. Nobody's raising their hand yet.
Hey, go ahead and raise hands. I just turned that on about a couple minutes ago.
Beautiful.
Nobody's done it yet. I let them know in the AMA questions, and nobody raised a hand.
All right. All I know is Doritos better get his booty up here. No, I'm kidding. There are questions. There's a lot of questions going on in the actual AMA question. So, excuse me. Let's see if we can go through this.
Yeah, pick one or two, and then MJ Papa wants to come up.
Yeah, bring him up. Raising them. So people have asked.
All right, MJ, you accept the invite. There he is.
Yeah.
Hey team, how's it going?
We're good. How are you? Welcome.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. Awesome. So I've got a bit of a question. I'm not very technically minded in this sort of area, so I'm hoping you guys might be able to clarify something for me. I understand one of the big issues with them that should not be mentioned was the inherent sell pressure in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Because we haven't switched over to a new contract yet, are we still suffering from that? What happened with them in that contract?
100%, and we've been open and transparent about this. 100%. That's the whole reason for the new contract, is to try to get away from it. That's the whole reason for the fix to the tax claim. That's the whole reason Thor has made the ROI tax claim, to try to help these little band-aids to try to stop the additional sell pressures. That's the whole reason we went from 7% to 1%, and even lower, right? Is to try to minimize the amount of sell pressure right now. Does it fix it? No. The new contract is supposed to. I have no idea what that entails, right? We're kind of we're at the hands of the devs and what they're gonna create to fix this. But working with Thor right now, and Kutt, you guys back me up on this. Kutt mentioned today, because we're like, come on, Kutt, we really want you on the AMA, and he said, gentlemen, I actually have a team meeting with Thor to go over the contract, so they're working through it together, and that's actually great news to me, and it makes me feel better hearing that they're talking right now. So hope that answers your question.
It does, yeah. But if I can just a quick follow up, if I may. I know this is not a Thor AMA. I thought they'd already implemented their new contract. Am I wrong?
No,
they're not.
No.
Okay.
No. So we are almost identical to everything Thor has done, except for the ROI tax. Right? They implemented, if you don't wait till your ROI, it's 20%. Right?
Yeah.
We're still at 10. We both implemented the claim tax sell pressure, where instead of when you claim and there's a very, very small sell from Power into Fantom, they changed that. Now it's just strictly holding Power. So that helps one thing. And then I want to say Thor did one other band-aid, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not 100%. I think the biggest was the ROI that they did. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. There is no new contracts for either.
Yeah, perfect. No worries. It's not their AMA anyway, so I'll leave you now. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And
all right, guys, just a little reminder too.
Yes. Go ahead.
We're really trying to keep this AMA to about 1 hour. So if you could try to really keep it to about one question per person, so everybody can get their time to ask a question, that would be great.
Yeah.
We'll bring up World War III, the man himself.
Yeah, we'll try to power through these.
Hello. Hey, I don't have very good service, so if I'm breaking up, you'll have to excuse me. But I just have one quick question. With Atlas, I noticed how they said that they kind of linked the price of Atlas to FTM, so everybody has been seeing how the price of FTM has been going up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it benefiting Atlas a lot. Like, it's been going up a lot because it's directly linked to that. Is there a way that maybe we could do the same thing with the new contract, that because everybody knows Phantom's going to go crazy this year, so that, like, I feel like we would benefit a lot off that.
Yeah, I don't know how, not being a dev myself and World War, thanks for coming up. I know me and you had some conversations yesterday, so I want to say thank you. um, but I'm not particularly keen to what they've done. Ronan, would you be able to touch on that if we're able to peg ourselves to and how that would affect our price? I don't.
I mean, we could algorithmically peg. I mean, technically, it's possible. Um, however, there seems to be a lot of market fear in this space, rightfully so. But let me give you guys an example. If we were algorithmically pegged, you wouldn't have seen the run up from 47 cents to $12. I mean, and it was up as high as 24 even before. Like, we have so much positive things coming. I think we'd be really limiting ourselves by pegging the price to Phantom.
Yeah,
There's we got great stuff coming, and we're going to be rewarded by the market for all of that coming, and I'd be wholeheartedly against it.
I guess maybe the question is different because I don't see how Atlas is pegged to it because their price is not it's not pegged. So maybe World War maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Well, the one of the devs told me that when they made their whenever they did their thing, they said that Phantom was actually kind of at a low. So then when they launched, then Phantom started picking up a lot of speed, and they said that for every 10 cents that Phantom goes up, Atlas will go up $14. And I've been watching the price of Phantom go up, and Atlas has been flying up. And then have you noticed today how Atlas is actually under $400 now? But that's just what they told me. I don't know. I'm not real good with all this stuff, but that's just what they told me. So I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
man, maybe I can talk to Power about maybe seeing. But you're right though. If you guys got a lot of great things coming, maybe it would kind of like not be beneficial to do that because things can only shoot up so much before they come back down, and actually Phantom's actually almost at a all-time high.
yeah, we definitely benefit still being on the Phantom chain, right? From any new stuff that Phantom's doing. We definitely benefit as people onload or onboard onto the Phantom network, being that it's so much smaller. So, but I'm very curious how they do that. I would, like I said, lean on Ronan how if Phantom goes up 10 cents, they go up $14. I'm curious.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's just what they told me, but who knows? They could be off. But I mean, I don't know why they would just make that up. But yeah, that's what they said, and I was like, man, that would be awesome if maybe Phantom started to go up to 3, 4, 5, go up crazy, and then we was linked to it. But I don't even know how you would link your thing to it like that. But that's just what they said they did.
Yeah, typically, like
But yeah, that's all I had
what
for
Ronan
today.
was talking about pegging is our price would stay the same as Phantom. So if Phantom was 297, which it is right
Oh
now,
no. Oh, I don't think that there's this peg then because they said it goes up when it goes up plus like new notes being made, but then if Phantom goes down, Atlas will also go down with the sell pressure too.
yeah, no, I agree. And Tisson even says I agree. I think it's more psychological. Yeah, I would agree. All right, cool deal. Good.
All
That
right, thanks guys.
yeah,
We also have pretty heavy investments in Phantom, so
very.
when Phantom goes up, it makes the project that much more sustainable. So
Yeah,
we are directly benefiting from Phantom in increasing, but
Yeah,
our price is very much market driven.
you
correct.
guys definitely picked the right chain to do it on because Phantoms I think is going to be the best out of AVAX everything this year.
That's our hope. That's our hope.
Hey, thanks guys.
Yeah, thank you. Um,
Bye.
yeah, let me ask one of these questions. Somebody asked, I hope the AMA will be uploaded to YouTube. I will do it again. Yes, that is my. I will upload this to YouTube as well, and then post the link. That's my goal. Um, that was asked by Sunshine. There's a question. Mikhail asked, when will the rewards be raised slightly? Right now, Thor has far greater rewards, and we should want to compete. I agree to an extent. Yes, they have a higher rewards for like their super, but please keep in mind you also have to wait the ROI time period, and if you don't, you pay at 20%. So we're pretty close. I do see us maybe needing to come up on our supers once we fix our contract, and I think our devs have been really open about that. They know the sell pressure issue, and us being down at 47 cents where we were, there probably was a ton of supers created. So this is helping keeping us from getting in more trouble down the road, if that makes sense for you, Mikkel. So we definitely don't want to, raise it up to 2 point, or what is Thor's? I think it's like 2.7 or 1.7 for an Odin. That would really hurt us right now. So is it in the cards to raise? Potentially. I don't have any guarantees. Definitely something on the conversation with the devs, but not right now, and not at least until we get the new contract. New person up. Gerald, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
All right, doing good. Hey, just curious if you could, or someone could speak to the investment side of things. I noticed those three proposals you guys had up. Who makes those decisions, and what kind of considerations are made when looking into that stuff? Is there a set of, I don't know, guidelines or something when it comes to like risk tolerance? Like, we're looking to have a certain percentage in like a stable pair and some liquidity, or more degen plays or something like that. So I was hoping you can maybe speak to that.
Yeah, so we have a couple layers here. So what happens is first we have the community throws a ton of stuff at us. I mean, there's if you look in where is it at? The community ideas, treasury ideas. We pull a lot of that from there, unless the devs really have something they're keen to. And I'm gonna go back to our conversation with what was one of our first investments. I gotta go look. Heck, the devs were very adamant they wanted to do Heck, but we said, hey, let's pull from the community first. And the original investment was 200,000, and we split it up between the community where, okay, the devs wanted Heck, right, because they believed in Fantom, and there's a financial advisor on that team, and then the community chose time. So we did $200,000 and we split it up between the two. So that was one aspect of it. So we do pull from the community, and what's been happening lately is we'll pull from the community. The mods go through it because Dabs and Ronin and Mascot, these guys are great. They have a lot of information as well. They pick through it and see what they feel is probably a best bet as well. And then the financial team and the devs then also go through it, and they tell us, like, so we put a list of like 9 or 10 together, like, hey, here's what the community's looking at, and we kind of like these as well. And then we throw it to the financial team, and then they say, okay, take this one off, as we can't do that. Like the validator nodes. Let's go back to last week. We all wanted that, but it just wasn't on the table, right? When we only have $2.1 million in the treasury, the financial team just felt like it just was not the right time to invest 500,000 Fantom at the time. So that's it was 68-70% of our treasury into a Fantom validator that only gives you 15%, right? So there's a good couple layers there where we're trying to be financially correct, and we have a financial advisor on the back end who's checking and balancing it, if that helps.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, let's see. There's so many questions in here, it's hard to keep up. You get pinged and it takes you down to the bottom. All right, I'm going to answer this. The treasury is quite a bit large, though, isn't it? I don't know if that was true. There's likely... how many developers are there on the team? Bright77 asked. I want to say there is Kutt, Ghost, and Watts that I know of. I want to say on the white paper they have a list of a team of 6, if I'm not mistaken, gentlemen. Ronan, Mascot, if you guys remember. I've only talked to Kutt and Ghost. Watts has never talked to me, but there's also a financial advisor. Go ahead.
There's that new guy we've been chatting with. What the hell is his name?
Oh, Electroid.
Yeah.
Electrode. Electrode. He's been classified as a support dev. And you know what? That's great. We also have Ronin and Dabs all day who've been pulled in to help as devs. So it's great to see us kind of growing. When this thing first kicked off, I think it was just 2 or 3 guys, at least on the other side, on the developer side, that I had no idea of. But our growing relationship and the mods growing with the developers, keeping this thing rolling, they're growing. And we've asked, like, can you please give us access? You know, Ronan wants to help, Dabs wants to help, and they did, and then they brought in Electrode as well. What are their qualifications? Please check the white paper. I want to say it's all in there. I don't have it off the top of my head, and I apologize. Do you intend to remain anonymous? Myself? Or are you talking about the devs? Because I know Kutt KYC'd. I don't think he's going to go any further than that. Me, anonymous? I mean, I got to be careful. I want you guys to remember I don't control this and don't even have access to any of the behind the scenes stuff, money, contracts, wallets, nothing. So I got to be careful. I definitely am here for the community, as I started as an investor, just like all of you. So I got to definitely be careful with being the face of a community. And if things go wrong, I then am to blame. So I got to be careful. And I'm being honest. I'm going to be completely transparent, right? I have no control, and you guys don't either, right? Ronan and Mascot.
Nope.
So we've been treading this line, and I'm going to be brutally honest. You guys, if you guys were here during Christmas, this was a huge thing. People were very upset, and we were trying to be very transparent. Like, hey, we're investors just like you guys. We've been put into positions to try to help this, and we're doing everything we can. So remaining anonymous is not something I'm super concerned with now that we've gotten through the rough part, but it probably is better in my eyes just to stay, as it's not my project, if that makes sense, right? It's not mine to take responsibility for, but I'm going to take responsibility for the things I can do in the community. I'll do that all day.
Yeah, like we're definitely not trying to tarnish our reputation by being here with this project or any future endeavors that any of us partake in. Like, we'd like our names to be recognized as guys that and gals that, you know, stood up when we were supposed to and took responsibility for the things we have control over. You know, so I intend to participate in this project with my head held high the entire time. So there's
said.
that.
Yeah.
If there's a giant, you know, people are wielding pitchforks and need my personal information, like, fine, but it doesn't seem too necessary right now.
No, and agree, and that's the hard part, right? We did go through some dark times where, you know, what are you guys doing? And it's like we can't do anything on our side, right? Like we're just sharing information that we are getting from the devs. But we've gotten through that. The developers have proven. So what you guys got to remember too, this started off not like an Atlas type team where they had everything built behind the scenes before they launched. This launched, and I was here from day one. I was trying to invest, and they're like, "Hey, you want to help us be a mod?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll try to help." It actually stopped me from investing as much as I could because I was trying to help the community, and that's what I've been doing since day one here. Is just been trying to help. If that helps answer any of that question. Let's go ahead and get D Money.
Mic check, can you hear me?
Oh yes, what is up?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. How you guys doing? I'm new to the community. First, shout out, congratulations to you guys getting that validator node. That's a huge step for you guys.
Yes, thank you.
So I'm currently in other node communities like Thor and Strong. So I stumbled on you guys. I have a couple friends that have that's invested with you guys. A question I know because I jumped in kind of late is I heard you guys talking about your updated contracts that are coming, and also you guys are working with Thor. I want to, if you can kind of, I don't know, you probably talked about it before, but if you can just give me a recap of what's going on with that.
So contracts,
upcoming contracts, and I guess your relationship with Thor.
Yeah, so I can knock out two questions right here because there's another one in the chat that says Power and Thor to be part of the U of T, the Union of Transparency is the understanding. Mm-hmm. And can I elaborate on the competitive versus complementary functions? So this is going to tie to you as well, right? So the Union of Transparency was started by Power Man, who's in here, Loki in Thor. And me and him got together when this first kind of started going, and me and him had the same vision. It was just like, we want these to succeed. We don't want another, I'm not going to name that other place. We don't want that. We want this to be something that in DeFi space that works for everybody. Me and him have no control over these developers and what they do, but except for trying to hold them accountable, trying to keep them involved, trying to keep things running. So the union of transparency is what he created, and with that, Thor and Power were the first two in. Power, we've given, I think when this first started, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, didn't we give, I want to say it was like 0.5 Power tokens to like their first 1,000 investors when we did the union of transparency. There's been a lot of going back and forth.
Yeah.
Thor has some amazing devs. Like these guys, if you guys know Thor, these guys do not stop working. They, with our partnership, allows our devs complete access to their contracts and what's happening. I think that's what's happening now, right? Thor is working on the contract, and our devs are involved and able to take from that and add to ours, or vice versa. So that's the kind of union of transparency and what's happening there between Thor and Power, and then more coming, right? I think you guys have seen that Hive's going to join the union of transparency, which means now we have Thor devs, Power devs, and Hive devs. And it just keeps building this team of, hey, you got an issue, can you help here? Hey, would it be, can we send you, 300,000 in Fantom, and we send you, 300,000 in BSC, because it over the counter types of trades that helps between type of thing. Those are benefits that we can see. I don't know if that's what's in talks. I'm just sharing what you could see. Same with AVAX and Thor and Fantom with us. So has that happened on that side? I don't know about the over the counter trades, but I know it's possible, right?
Okay. Thank you for answering part one. And regarding what to look for with the contracts, like I said, I just stumbled on that.
Yeah, you're in the same boat as me.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, no, because
I'd like to make a quick comment on the union of transparency real quick, because there's definitely a lot of confusion in the community about it. Union of transparency does not mean that our developers need to be transparent with us or the community. How the developers communicate with us is purely on them and has no bearing on the union of transparency whatsoever. The union of transparency is for the development teams to communicate and KYC to each other through third party and anything. It has nothing to do with community standards, communication standards, none of that. It's really to try and ensure that these are legitimate projects and not rugs. That's really where it stops.
Correct.
So if there's problems, if the community has problems with how the devs communicate or anything like that, has nothing to do with U of T.
Yeah, no, that's well
just
said.
To make that clear with everyone.
Yeah, union of transparency is to try to hold the people accountable, the devs accountable, and Power and Thor are doing that together, right? And the union of transparency has said, okay, you need to KYC to me, and then I could be that. But they went to Assure and made it better, right? And then keeping that bond and the relationship between each other. So well said, Ronan. And I hope you. Sadly, we do not have inside information on the new contracts.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know what. No, I wasn't asking for inside, but I didn't know what was communicated at all regarding it. Like I said, I just kind of stumbled onto you guys. I'll say maybe yesterday.
No, understood. So, we're kind of in the same boat with Thor. Thor and Power both have realized that there is a sell pressure with these ring forks, and we've been completely transparent about it and trying to fix it and get away from them. And the only way to get away from them is a new contract. What that entails,
gotcha. Okay.
We have no idea. We on this side have no idea yet.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for answering those questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, and welcome.
Thank you.
Let's see. Have you considered investing in any P2E games? There are great projects with superb tokenomics for investors. I have not. I've heard about them. I think I played one when I first got into DeFi, and it just was not paying, so I backed out. But if you guys, this is Palomos. That's a hard name for me to say. I apologize. But if you have any good ones, throw them in the treasury ideas by all means. We love to hear these new places, new games, new things to invest in, and definitely, I know for a fact the devs look at it. I'm just trying to get them to talk more. Who's up next? Crypto TN.
Yes, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Really excited to join this. I'm pretty big in Thor, and I wanted to check you guys out, and really neat to hear all this stuff. I guess I'm kind of a newbie though. Is it in my advantage to wait for this new contract to come out before investing, or should I just jump all in now?
So this is tough, right? Like we can't give you financial advice. And I've had so many DMs, guys. I don't know if you got this too, and I want to be very open. I'm biased. Obviously, I'm a mod, and I want this to succeed. Please do your own research. Let our actions and what's been happening speak for itself. Always invest what you're willing to lose, no matter what you're in, Thor, power, because we never know what's going to happen. Our job here is to just try to keep this thing moving in the right direction and what's best for the community. But we don't control the price. Sadly, if it was up to me, we'd still be at 160.
Yeah, no, I don't mean like when is the price going to be right. I just mean like, does the contract change anything? Should I wait for the contract, I guess, or do I just automatically convert to the new contract?
You automatically convert. So what will probably happen is a migration. I've seen multiple migrations across these node platforms who have just migrated over to the new contract. Everything carries over if done properly, and I have not seen one truly mess up, other than like, oh, I forgot a couple of your tokens that were in your wallet, but it's actually not even been that bad. Vapor Nodes did a great job on it. Not to put on blast another node program, but I've seen multiple migrations. So the question really comes down to, do you see it being cheaper now or cheaper later, right? And there's no answer for that.
Understood.
Being brutally honest, just me talking, I don't see us being much lower when we get a new contract. New contract will get us away from this sell pressure that when a node is created. So think about this. When you make a node now and you spend 50 tokens, it's still doing portions of those tokens go to the one wallet, another token portion of those wallet goes to a different wallet and sells automatically. And that just creates, when let's say somebody comes and makes 100 nodes, they drop a big amount of money on it. That's a huge amount of sales on the backside that then create a trend going down. So kind of a catch-22 for these protocols and just driving us down in a trend that's not good. So can it be cheaper now versus when the new contract? All I'm going to say is I think it'll probably be more once we start getting that contract ready to load up.
Okay, and then one last question. Is there any advantage to having more tokens in a node or just multiple nodes and doing it at the minimum? Like what are people?
So you mean like when you compound?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I go to do a node, can I only start with 10 tokens to do a node, or can I start with 50 in a node?
So we have start with the 4 sizes.
Yeah, we have tiers. We're just like Thor. We have tiers. We have 4 different options for you. You can do one, which each one. And here I don't know which channel you're in, but I'll do I created a little tiers. I can't spell apparently. But there's 4 tiers. You can do 1, 5, 7, 1, 5, 10, and 50, and each one pays differently. So all up to you, and what you're willing to invest in.
Awesome, great, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Crypto Farmer, thank you. Trying to talk and type at the same time. I'm struggling. All right, let's see. Man, I gotta go way back up. Let's see. Go ahead and bring up the next. I think we lost Ronan. I saw him trying to type. He must be having connection issues.
UNT Crab, I went ahead and invited you up. You want them up there?
Yeah, you have to accept. Any thoughts on what happened to Comb today and how Power can avoid something similar? Realistic Crypto, I have no idea what happened. So please enlighten.
They got scammed on to my understanding, they got scammed on a false KuCoin listing.
No way.
Someone reached out to them about getting listed on KuCoin, and they needed tokens to provide liquidity.
Oh
And it
my.
was a scam account. It's not the best of looks,
Oh
definitely.
my God. Are you kidding me? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
news to
it's
me.
kinda
Oh
a
my.
little rough.
So I'll say this actually to that point, before we let Opt ask his question or her question. Kutt has been very good about only doing things via official emails. For instance, Spooky Swap reached out to me. I think I talked about this at the last AMA, and I banned the person because I thought they were trying to scam. And then the guy got mad at me for asking if I banned him from the Discord. But the guy was actually like, "Hey, just do it via the website." So he wasn't trying to give me a link or anything to get whitelisted on Spooky Swap. And I told Kutt, and he goes, "Oh yeah, if we do anything, it'll only go through the site anyway." So they're aware of that. God, that's so disheartening to hear that they just got scammed. I hope is that has it been confirmed?
I haven't looked into it a whole
Oh my
bunch, but it's
God.
down like 10% today.
Oh,
So
that just
yeah,
breaks
there
my
was a
heart.
lot of volume movement today.
It just breaks my heart. I hope it's not. Anyways, moving on. Realistic crypto. I hope that answers your question. Our developers, financial advisors are going. Anybody should just go through official emails when doing something like that through the websites, not some DM in Twitter. Please, God, I hope that wasn't Opt. What's your welcome to the stage? Oh my God.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
Good. Welcome.
I have a quick question. If you can ask devs about it, it's just an idea. A
Mhm.
lot of time I see in these known projects failing because a lot of whales they just buy the tokens and then they keep holding the tokens until the price rises and then they sell it all at the same time or like they do some big sales instead of those who are actually creating the nodes. So is there any way like any kind of like since we are writing a new contract, instead of having a tax on the claim, why don't we just have a tax on the sell side where if someone is actually trying to sell, then they have to pay the tax and that can be based on some sort of a tier system. So if somebody is trying to say like 10,000 tokens or 1,000 tokens at a time, they can get taxed more, which can go back to the reward pool for the noders who are actually being compounding and noding. And if we can have like some kind of like a direct button on the website where we can just compound without claiming. So because if we are compounding, why should we pay tax on the claims? It's just an idea.
No, great.
And if there is
Go ahead.
So the thing that gets tricky with a sell tax is you don't sell your tokens in anywhere that's our domain, right? When you sell, you're selling through a DEX, right? You're selling through Spooky
yeah,
Swap. You're selling through Spooky Swap. So whenever you get involved with a sell tax like that,
mhm,
you're bringing in third party, right? At that point, you're cutting into Spooky Swap's
right.
percentages, right? You're cutting into other people's businesses,
hmm
and it's just a lot harder model to kind of create. And that's why the claim tax was the first thing that kind of got created, and has been upkept for so long by Thor, by Power, because it's an easier way to regulate, and sort of de-incentivize token sale without having to sort of prey on the third party's source of income, if that makes sense, right? Because if you go to Spooky Swap and you go, hey, we want you to implement this sales tax and da 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 da, that's a
uh
can of worms, right? Because there's 100 odd tokens on Fantom. Well, now if they're going to do it for us, then hey, all these other protocols are going to want to do it too. So it creates a huge business model issue for the underlying dexes.
Got it.
And, and,
So the
and-
other
go ahead.
pro sorry, so the I have seen other projects. So when they are doing it, like I know most of the reflection tokens, if you have seen any, they are all doing the same stuff. Like whenever you sell or the governance tokens, you gotta pay taxes, like in the form of governance token, which goes back to their reward pool. So that is a different mechanism.
Yes. Reflections.
Yeah,
And you're also talking. You're also talking mostly. I what's the name? Not centralized exchange like Bitmart. I know Bitmart does that with like
well, I was
SafeMoon.
just in the reflection token. It called ICY, and it was on AVEX.
Mhm.
And there was another one, Node Game, It was a GME governance token. That was also on AVAX, Avalanche Network, where if anytime we were selling the governance token, it was automatically deducting a certain amount and it was going back to the holders in the form of a meme, or Safe Moon, if you heard of.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard of it. I will say this. So whether it's better or worse, we're dealing, like, to Mascot's point, is we're dealing with Spooky Swap, and we'll probably be dealing what that entails. I have no idea on the backside. Can it be written into the contract? Potentially, but I will say this: I have seen this question a couple times in the ideas, and I have pinged the devs just like for their input. They haven't said anything, and I know they saw it.
Understood.
so
Because that is the
it's out
only way
there.
I think we can stop the whales who are just freaking holding the tokens, not creating the nodes, just waiting for the price to rise, and then boom, dump.
Understood. The thing, you're gonna have that in every token though, no matter what you do. I mean,
Gotcha.
at this point, you're calling out Riddick, so I'm just.
And whenever
Nice.
you and the underlying nature of DeFi is to have freedom and autonomy in a marketplace, right? As soon as you start taxing people on buying and selling various assets of their choosing, you start to create some slippery slopes with the narrative as a whole of having, right, decentralized finance. Why bother getting away from fiat if you're getting taxed either way, right? And for these people that eventually want to convert their token back into USD or Euro or wherever they're at, you're essentially getting double taxed, right? So now I'm going to get taxed when I sell my power tokens. I'm going to get taxed by the government when I pull my capital out as fiat.
Yep.
So it heavily de-incentivizes not just selling, it de-incentivizes purchasing in the first place, right? Because it's no longer even a zero sum game, it's a negative sum game. I don't want to get involved with that token. I'm going to lose capital just holding it because I automatically lose some trying to offshore it, which is a really dangerous sort of move
Yeah,
financially long term.
yeah, and reflection tokens haven't been proven to be very, I don't want to say sustainable, but very
Right.
not even
They're
profitable.
precarious at best.
Yeah. So, and it's just the models. There's been a lot that have come out, so we got to be careful. The idea is out there, Opt. I'm
Got
not
it.
the
How about
developer.
the
Go ahead.
direct button for compounding so that we don't have to pay the claim tax?
It's there, sir.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's tricky.
So
I'm
we
gonna
don't
be
have to
brutally.
claim.
It's tricky. You give it a name. Let's say you have 13 tokens, and you want to compound into another human node for
Yes.
10 tokens. You give it a name, and then once you get into the tiers section, instead of clicking click generate, to the left of that is a button that should be highlighted if you have enough compound. What happens is you make sure you select, because if you leave it on the flat versal, you will get 10 flat versals or 13 flat versals. Select the human, and then you click compound. You'll make a human node, and the 3 left over will be taxed and put into your wallet.
Perfect. Last question. Are we also planning to do the audit once the new contract is out?
So that's I want to say Thor and Power are discussing that. I would think that'd be a great idea. Whether it comes before or after, I do not know.
Got it. Thank you, guys.
All right. All right.
I had a question in chat here really quick that's just sort of tacked on. Thank you, Opt, for your question. Go ahead and invite the next person up.
Hey, can we
Good
just
old Eddard.
Oh, Edward, can we discuss a bit how the project is sustainable and what will happen to all of the tokens the team has? The team does not hold tokens. It's, if you look at the wallets, I put them in the frequently asked questions. The wallets are the distribution wallets. So when you create a node, that's where the tokens go to, and then when you claim rewards, that's where they come from. If that helps, Dark Lord. And the sustainability is, number one, now the new contract, get away from the sell pressure that we've been talking about, and number two, all of our investments to not rely on new investors to keep us afloat. Hope that answers it. New smart. No, the new
Crypto
smart
Farmer
contract. Go ahead.
Crypto Farmer asked, how about two different, in relation to Ops question, how about two different tokens, one to buy nodes and one that the node produces? The second one isn't taxed. The first is. The underlying issue with that is that if you're only yielding in one particular token, there's absolutely zero use case for that token. There's never going to be any buy pressure because it's only a yield-based token and you'll sell it to zero. So even though there is some sell pressure on node creation and a little bit of a claim tax on power, there's still a purpose to buy and sell one particular token. You're not having to separate those markets. Whereas if that were the case, right, the price of power would fly to space, but nobody would be selling it because they're not getting rewarded in it. So you're just sort of pushing the issue into a different pocket.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Good answer. Edward.
Hey guys, nice to hear you again.
Welcome back.
So, yeah, thank you. I don't have a lot of time until midnight, so I'll be quick with a couple of questions. First of all, I was curious about the concept of nodes as NFTs. Are we looking at nodes as NFTs in the future and maybe have an UAT market for these NFTs where we maybe have Eventor, Eventor and maybe Hive and power nodes as NFTs at the point?
So make sure you're asking if we have NFTs in the work on our side?
Yes, because I know that on Tor there were a couple of ideas on this point, and I think this would be another source of, let's say, monetizing the nodes.
Yes. So for power, I do not know that. I have asked the question probably a week ago myself when I saw that Thor was talking about it. I hope so. I do not have that answer. I will say this: I would be willing to bet that any NFT conversation for power will probably come after the contract. Our devs are we're a much smaller team. We haven't been able to branch out, get designers, get as big as of a team as Thor has to start branching out for NFTs and creating and building that. Right now, our team is focusing strictly on the contract and trying to contain the sustainability issue after the contract. And if Thor has already pushed that out with our Union of Transparency partnership, I'd be willing to bet we would have access to what they've created, and we would just have to design and create our own. That's at least where I think we'd be.
Okay, yeah, I find that this will be great since having like a common market for the UAT members, I think that would be, let's say, it will make a bigger image and a better image for all the members in the UAT, not only for Tor, which may be the one which will be launching firstly this, let's say, this update.
Yeah, sadly, I do not have an answer on NFTs. You guys, Ronan and Power, you guys can both. I asked, have not gotten an answer on it regarding NFTs.
Yeah,
Right.
I would imagine it coming at some point in the future. I don't see any use case why anyone would argue against it. But our conversations with the devs, like, if it doesn't involve the new contract, they're kind of like, yeah, we're busy.
Yeah, leave us alone. We're working. No, he did. That's
Yeah.
and it's rightfully
Okay.
so. They're a much smaller team than Thor. They've got a much larger team to push through on some things. So it's understandable. Not every team works the same, so we got to also understand that, and something we've been working through as well.
Right. So I was even looking at Thor's investment announcement that went like a few hours ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we already have invested in a pair of liquidity,
Mm-hmm.
and Thor is doing that right now. So they're pulling a lot of money into Tomb as well. And I was wondering when will our next investment when will our next investment take place, and maybe if there's a possibility that we will differentiate from Thor's investment even more. Because I know that Power has the opportunity to make like an investment maybe in DAG nodes at the point, and this investment is not at Thor's proposal for the moment.
I love it. I love it. So great lead into as I put in the announcement for today's AMA. the next investment of $200,000 is already green lighted. As we started the AMA, Cut said, FYI, the next investment we are ready for. We already have a list from the previous list that we were building as the mod team. So now I'm just gonna repost the same list that we've been building for the last week, because they kind of superseded us with the delegation into the Thor's validator node, which I'm fine with. I'm
Okay.
good with. I like. So we have that list, and it's coming. Give me today. I'm gonna probably post it to the drafts for next investment to the financial team, and it's all from the treasury ideas and the mod team. I think we have, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen, I gotta go back and find it myself, but I want to say there's like 7 or 8 on the list.
It is substantial, yes.
Yes,
Let me take a look.
and I will say this, DAG Nodes is on it.
Oh, great. That
Oh yeah,
makes
we love
me
DAG. DAG is cool.
very excited. Yeah.
and you know what's funny, as you mentioned Thor, I do see them coming over to the Fantom network a lot, and that only helps
Yeah.
us more. And it shows that our
Yeah.
investments that we did previously and what our devs believed in, which they've pushed us to get into, Heck and stay on the Fantom network. Everybody else is seeing that too, and our developers were ahead of that.
No, you were a little
Yes.
bit off. It's not 7 or 8. It's actually there's 10 options on there.
Dang.
Whoa,
Love it.
so much options.
It'll be
Yeah,
narrowed
we're
down.
doing the most for you guys. There's links on everything. When this comes out, you guys are going to have full access to being able to have the capacity to make a comprehensive, educated vote that your money that you've spent at Power is utilized in the way that everybody wants. And I know that I speak for the mod team and the development team that we wouldn't do it any other way, right? We're not going to half-ass sort of anything at all. So
Yeah.
every time you see something like that, we're gonna make sure that there's definitely that right there's a difference. You asked about the difference between Thor. Thor publishes 4 or 5. We have 10 links to everything, and it gets vetted multiple times over by the mod team, the dev team. Multiple thumbs up have to come from many different parts of the team before
Yeah.
any type of investment is approved for you guys.
You guys probably won't see 10 though. You guys probably won't see 10. We'll give them 10, and then the financial team and dev team probably will knock off 3 or 4 to get us down to a better voting system.
Right,
and
because 10 are so much options.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's one on there. I had so many people saying, "Why don't we invest in Bitcoin?" I put it on there. Let's see what people think. I don't want to invest in that, but I put it on there. I'm not gonna. We take from the community and we're sharing. And we take what you guys are giving. We will put in some of our things or what we've seen. The community sharing. I'm gonna be honest. Ronan and Dabs and Mascot give me a lot of information with like the tomb. And stuff like that, where I invest in personally myself now because of these guys. So a lot of good information, different levels of checks and balances. So we gave the dev team 10. You'll probably see 4 or 5.
So maybe you kind of have even the next investment covered, not only the one which will be coming the following days.
Yeah, and you know what? Something I hope everybody really truly understands is these guys are. We have to fight with them, and it's good, right? We say, oh, we want to do this, and the financial team comes back and says it's not a good choice. Just because the community said so, it really isn't a good choice. And I'm going to use, for example, time. Man, we fought tooth and nail with that, and we said, hey, the community really wanted this. We were in the wrong. It is what it is, though, right? This is called investing. Not everything's going to be 100%. But having that checks and balance, you guys, and we've asked for, there's a lot of people who, hey, how come the community doesn't get to decide? There's times where we do, and there's times where, like last week or yesterday, the financial team says, hey, this is what we want to do with the money that's sitting there, and we think it's the best bet for the community. And I stand behind that as well. I'd rather have a financial advisor than, 7 guys on the internet who think they know what they're doing. Just me.
Right, of course.
I think we're getting a nice blend of contributions from the community. I mean, clearly they're listening, and also, them using their expertise and saying, for this one, we're doing this. And
Yes.
I love that. I love that we're being heard. And I also like that we're being told what we're going to do. It's
It's a good
it's
balance.
a nice balance. Yeah, for sure.
100%. So I hope that's what everybody got from that. All right, Edward. Try to limit some of the questions. We got a lot of people, and I hope that got you.
Sure, just wanted to say something. So my let's say my medium vision is that at a certain point, power will be almost, if not the equal of Tor, because we really have the potential to uh, let's say catch up in a shorter time because we have access to so much things, and maybe at some point we will even have a larger team, but that's not the problem. I'm personally happy with you all guys. So you're having a lot of time invested in this project, and as you said, you are like our voice towards the devs and the financial team, and you even express and represent our options. And I just want to thank you all for that.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Thank
It
you,
does.
man.
It does. Thank you. Because that's exactly what
Thank
we
you
are.
guys.
We're the voice in between. We take the lumps. Thank you.
Alrighty, we can take two last questions here from Yoko King and Killmonger, and then we'll probably wrap it up.
Yeah. Let's see. Man, there's so many questions. The new dev French asking for a friend. Stop it, Cutlet.
No French devs. You have to pass a French test.
Oh, geez. You guys are so bad. Go ahead. Who's up?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. For some reason, it's taking me off speaker, so I'll have to figure that out later.
Oh, you're on mobile.
Yes, I'm on mobile right now. Yeah, just want to thank you guys for the AMA and for doing this. And I just wanted to bring it really quickly because someone else did. And I did want to confirm that Comb did suffer what do you want to call it? Spam or
Scam?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, scam attack. That did happen, but they were very quick. They did an emergency AMA and informed everybody and blacklisted the wallet. And they said they're going to burn the tokens. And they're going to come out with an official report and official details later. But
oh,
they were quick with the AMA. They were quick with details. They're very open about it, and
yeah.
discussed what they're going to do in the future to make sure that doesn't happen again for falling for something like a KuCoin, fake KuCoin scam. So they went through all that, but I was really impressed. I just wanted to say that to confirm that that did happen. I was there earlier today when they were discussing that, but that they rebounded really well and still very bullish on that project as well as Power, of course.
Yeah, no,
But I
thank
just
you.
wanted to clarify that real quickly.
No, thank you. And I'll say this. So I don't know. A lot of you guys know I'm kind of got my hands in a lot of places. And Vapor Nodes has created a partnership with Comb, and Comb is a great team. Those guys. It's good to see a lot of good players in the space right now because when we went through, if you guys were here during Christmas, there was a lot of bad actors in the space. So it's good to see. And I will say, I like the Comb guys as well. It hurts me to hear that even happened at all. But it's good. Like I said, they're a good, solid team. So hearing that they did an AMA and they were transparent, that's sad to hear it happen to them. But they righted it. So thank you for confirming.
Well, yeah, I'll say this and then I'll let everybody go. I've had to learn the hard way through all these early ring forks. You invest in a good project, and a good project's amazing, but it's only as good as a solid team.
Yep.
So, even when challenges come, if you have a great team, you can ride it out. It's not going to be a big deal. So, bullish on you guys and Colm in that respect. So thank you guys.
Thank you. That the last week has been a one hell of a ride, right, y'all? Went from 47 cents to where we are now. It's been a big turnaround. So I appreciate that comment. Killmonger.
What's up, y'all?
What up? Welcome to the table.
Y'all been doing a great job as per usual. I mean, I've been around, so I kind of know what's going on. But I guess my main question is, what's the update with the whole Twitter situation and this Moon Man shit, man?
Oh, God, that guy hates us. No, good question.
We couldn't get through one AMA without bringing his name up.
I mean, I had to bring it up, bro.
No, it's
like you're hilarious.
We were so close.
No, it's okay, and I'd rather answer it here than 500 DMs. But that guy hates us. So let's go backwards. Day one's here. Me, mascot, we're here, and if you guys remember Koji, Moonman was a big. I don't know. I guess he was a big investor, and he felt like he got rugged because the price tanked during those 2 weeks, and so he just has had it out for Cut. If you look at his Twitter accounts, and I'm gonna say accounts because he's got 3 now. One, he took the Power Node Twitter handle when it was changed. It was changed. Um, Bad move. Not sure who did it. It changed, and he just swooped it up with an empty account. Now, sadly, everything we have linked, it like CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko takes it to his stupid account where he then pumps his Ringu, and then he also has his crypto moonshots. He hates us. He hates us because, and I have DMs that I can prove it. He was offering me a job to work and come over there with Ringu. I told him no. Koji Pup, who was here that a lot of people are upset with, had the same thing. The guy offered him a job. Koji said no, and then he got mad. And so then since then, and because the coin went down, he just feels like he's on a vendetta against Power. So the Twitter fix, our Twitter's working. It's Power Nodes _ sadly, had to be changed. And it's still up, 6,000 followers. It's still sending out tweets. It is on lockdown only by, I think, Cut. We don't know who's running it now. But there was multiple people before. And so that's the issue, is multiple people had it, and it got changed for whatever reason. So now it's on lockdown. But it's still working. It's in the official links. Sadly, when you go to Dex Screener, CoinMarketCap, and CoinGecko, we're at their mercy. Ronan, I want to say it was you or Dabs asked, and and Cut responded. We have sent multiple emails, and they're not responding. So like we're at the mercy of the sites as to when they update our Twitter accounts.
Right.
Sadly.
Yeah. All right, and then I guess real quick, going back to I think the question before Eddard about like having kind of a second token that doesn't get taxed when you're compounding. I guess the solution could be to peg it to the price of Power. So like you have a second token you can use to compound, and then when you want to sell, you sell the actual Power token.
That's above Ronan.
Like I
Yeah.
think Ohm might have actually done something similar, but I didn't look into the details when they released the info about that second token. But I think it serves like a similar purpose to peg to the actual token.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. I mean, we're all kind of in the dark as to what the new contract is going to be and what new features are going to be in there as far as relieving the sell pressure. I'm hoping we get some updates from the devs before the project releases that says, hey, here's how the new contract's going to work mechanically, and here's the features we put in to combat the sell pressure. I also think too that we were at the market's mercy for a while there, and we hit that low of 47 cents, and we're screaming off of that now. We got more stuff coming that's also going to help the price. There's projects out there that don't have to mitigate their sell pressure, just because the project stands for itself. Newer projects coming into the space after all the rugs and all that stuff, we're in a different landscape than some of those legacy projects, I'll call them. So I think that while it's top of mind for everybody now and very important, once the new contract comes out and we've been around for a while, and it's generally understood that that we're very legitimate and not going anywhere, I think the sell pressure is going to be less of an issue, and hopefully whatever new features the contract has takes a lot of that out of the equation, and we're left with a true market price.
Got you.
Yep, that's the goal.
All right, well, thanks guys. I guess if you'll give me time to just make this one point, I guess. So I'm looking at the chat, and so basically, is Alu still around? Because I think someone was saying he was taking off the Hector multi-sig or whatever. So I'm just wondering about that because I didn't know anything about that.
Was he?
Whoa.
Oh my god. So
yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea if that's legit or not.
Man,
I
you
just
guys
saw
are trying
that
to
in the chat.
you guys are trying to kill me today. Comb getting this and then hearing that. I hope it's not true. So here's what I'll be brutally honest. Alu is a great guy. He did our initial design that we're moving to,
Yep.
right? It was no way a partnership. What happened when that all went down and Cut made that announcement, which God, I wish we didn't, and I hate to say it that way, but when we were in discussions in the background, Alu was asking for the announcement, and I asked him, I said, "Why do we need to make this announcement? It's just let's just do this in the background. We don't need to make it so public." And sadly, it had some ramification. Me and Alu talked on the side, like, "Hey man, are you okay? Like, you know, I know you had no ill intent to try to do any like there was no partnership trying to be formed." And his words to me were, "Look, man, I'm a free spirit. Thank you for reaching out." But this made him reevaluate what he wants to do in this space. So like, he's a free spirit, meaning he doesn't want to be controlled and told what he has to do. So I think he took, and he might be, if that's true that he was taken off and whatever's going on over there, maybe he just said, "Hey, you know what? This is probably just not for me anymore. Where I want to do, he told me he wants to write. He's got some books he wants to write and whatnot. So haven't heard from him in regards to that, and I think he's just taking a step back. I'm gonna be brutally honest. That's where I think we're at. I it hurts me to hear that if that's truly the case, that that's what happened, and it's all the downfall of him just trying to truly help power. That's all he was trying to do.
Damn, that's definitely unfortunate.
I hope it's not true. So I'll reach out to him again, and we'll see. I doubt he'll give me all that information or not, but that's disheartening to hear. He's helped us. I'm gonna, Ronan. He's given us the design for where we're headed. So
Yeah, I had lots of heart to hearts with him. He was he was a solid contributor. Man, that would suck if he's just gone.
yeah. Well, like you said, like you told me, he's a free spirit. So I get it, right? You want to do your own thing, and then you have these projects telling you what you can and can't do. Good stuff. Definitely good stuff. So we can't speak for him. So I do know he has a good heart, and his heart was in the right place, trying to help us. That's all I know.
Yeah, without a doubt. Anyway, that's all from me. Y'all keep doing your thing, doing a great job. So yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you guys. Well, we just passed the 1 hour mark, and we're trying to keep this down. There is a ton of questions. You guys are crazy. How about 2 different tokens? I think Mascot answered that. I'll try to go through this and answer some more just throughout the day. I do have some things coming up in my real life, so if you guys are good, I am good. I hope the AMA touched on a lot of things for you guys and got a lot of answers. That's it for me. Ronan, Mascot, you guys got anything?
I think that just about covered it.
Hey guys, it's good to have a conversation. Thank you, community, for being here. We love you guys, and let's keep pushing forward. And all I ask, as we move forward, let's keep good, wholesome conversations in the chat. World War III, me and him had a conversation after yesterday. I hope it helped with alleviating some confrontations. All I want is we're always open to honest conversations and being transparent, but we don't need to be bashing people. And all I ask is we always welcome people in as the power community. With that being said, you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Felicia's.